I don't know.
That's a good question.
I feel like our song decisions are just based more on how we feel about it. Yeah, I mean, a couple of our songs today were from Team Fortress 2, which is a pretty recent, relatively recent, 2007 or something. And GoldenEye 007, of course, like the first-person shooter that brought that sort of thing to consoles. But again, even those are a little bit more nostalgic for us and stuff. I think the ones that are a little bit more difficult to arrange are either the ambient stuff, like you were saying, and also maybe surprisingly some of the really short stuff. We could just play straight through and repeat the same thing 3 times, maybe put a solo in there or something like that. But we try to think about what we can do to a song to make it ours a little bit more, to make it a little bit more unique, or have people remember it being like, oh yeah, we could have just played the Punch-Out fight song 3 or 4 times repeated. Over. Yeah, and like threw in a cool guitar solo, But thinking about what if we made it kind of like this, almost like a montage fight between Little Mac and Rocky, and like kind of went back and forth between the themes and stuff like that. That's fun for us, and I think makes it a little bit more, unique's a good word. Yeah.
I think that there's some games that we don't avoid for any reason other than, like, it's amazing music, everyone knows it, but we also are looking for something a little less tried. I think a lot of bands that do what we do have hit, let's just say Mega Man 2. Right, Mega Man 2 is like a lot of the music is perfect for what we're trying to do, but I think a lot of people have kind of done it. So what we want to do is at least take a unique angle and make it something that Arc Impulse created.
So there's a little bit of hesitation for us to go into some of that stuff because it is great music, but what can we do to it to make it a little bit more ours?
That can be the challenge sometimes.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's the kind of mindset like, oh, everybody does this song, let's not do it because everybody does it. It's a little bit more like everybody does this song, what are we going to do to it? And that stops us from doing it sometimes. But it's all great stuff that I'd love to figure something out for. Yeah. There's a lot of those greatest hits of video game covers, Wily's Stage 1 and Mega Man 2, Bloody Tears, and like Vampire Killer. What are some other really big ones?
Watch Not Me from the Country.
Yes, that's actually
honestly we've joked about it a lot.
We've like some of us have learned
Some of us have learned.
It's one thing though to sit down and jam with each other and like teach each other parts, but we don't know if we're cool with presenting that. The way we play on stage, it's a little bit more dynamic than what we want to do. Have a clear like beginning and end and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of those are really great songs. I'd love to figure something out for. Requested, maybe yes. I think One Winged Angel is an amazing song. A lot of people want to hear what a band wants to do with it or something like that. It's one of those things you think first when you're trying to list some of my favorite songs from video games. That's a big one. Mike, come on, come join us. This is our bassist Mike, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I know you were a little beat today. Yeah, and then also I think Wily's Castle Stage 1 and 2 from Mega Man 2 is another one that everybody just knows. It's such a great song. It's such a perfect song in that game. We were kind of going over is there a Freebird of video game music? Actually we play it, but the moon theme from DuckTales. is also one of those. I think we like our arrangement though, so there you go. I think those are some of the bigger ones. I don't know. Ironically, I think that some of the big games like Mario Overworld and like Zelda Overworld, they don't actually get covered a ton. I mean, they do, of course, but not like they're not one of those often requested songs or whatever. You know what I mean? Or like over requested might be a better word. It's, I guess, just what the games that people are really big fans of hearing those songs. Yeah, it's interesting. I hadn't really thought about it that way before.
I think about it like that because I think that there are a lot of people doing a lot of amazing stuff with video game music. But yeah, I think it's wiped too.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, all things aside, I wish we played it, but it happens a lot. So
and again, it's one of those things. I don't know what we do with it yet.
What would we do that would make it?
Yeah, I don't know. We could probably figure something cool out.
For double time.
Double time that song.
Yeah.
You say so.
Terrible idea. That's a terrible idea.
Double bass.
Yeah.
Just remember you are being recorded.
Do you have anything?
I keep as PG as possible.
Oh boy. What band was it when Alex Smith was behind the stage? I thought it was someone.
Good.
No, it was
Good.
I was behind
Oh.
the stage. And
Who was-
Alex Smith.
Who-
Alex Smith was playing
We were playing a show one time at Anime Central, I think.
that extra pan song.
Which one was it? Oh, Endless Rain.
Endless Rain.
Yeah. So our old band, the Spoony Bards, we also played a lot of anime and just kind of like, you know, a little bit more like Japanese culture kind of stuff too. Arc Impulse, we try to focus specifically on video games, but we had a guitarist at the time who our two guitarists were playing Endless Rain by X-Geek.com, and there's this like amazing, beautiful guitar like solo that has two guitars playing in harmony and stuff like that. Chris happened to be walking behind stage because he didn't play during that song, and unplugged our lead guitar player. So for a while it was just the harmonies getting played. We didn't know why until later on we found out that it was actually Chris. Sorry to call you out on it. I thought it was someone else.
I corrected you to put me in my place.
So I don't know. That was an embarrassing.
Still feel bad about that.
I mean, yeah, we're not even that band anymore. But I don't think we'll ever live that down from Alex.
Never again. Never going backstage.
I don't know. What about you guys playing in your?
Yeah, we the Runaway Five has had our fair share of adventures. I think we went out to Nerdapalooza last. Oh my gosh, must have been 2013.
Okay.
What year is it? And we it was just I can't go into all the details, but it was just a colossal like they were just a comedy of errors. You know, whatever could go wrong probably went wrong. We had almost no money, so we were like looking for people that liked our band enough to buy us food afterwards. And the whole thing was we did it to ourselves because we wanted to be there so bad. So we
Stranded yourselves out there.
we basically stranded ourselves in Orlando for a little while and got it together and made our way back.
Believe it or not, we don't really live off of what we do.
Yeah. The funny part about that particular one was we had just gotten shirts made and we were so excited about the shirts. We brought like 150 shirts with us to this convention from Chicago, which is its own gigantic duffel bag. We had to like carry it all around with us forever, and we sold one shirt. But we explained it to ourselves because the guy that bought our shirt, his name's Logan. We're very good friends now. He wore it the next day, which we were like, that's so nice. Like that's so cool. Then like that kind of enthusiasm, we really like feed off of it. And I just remember packing up all the shirts and being like, well, we sold that one. But I had like 149 extra shirts left. I was like, well, all right, back to Chicago.
And in terms of just like, I don't know, stage mess ups and stuff like that, we're never really like as tight as we want to be. That happens with any rock band, I think. You know, people miss cues or play the wrong part. Happen today. But yeah, nothing like so crazy that it like
Needs to go on record.
I got a goofy story. We back in a different band that I had played with. It was actually not that far. It was at the rave here in Milwaukee, and we actually in this band. Chris was playing with us, and we had borrowed him for a little bit. And the song we were playing had this violin solo in it, and we had these little risers. And I remember Chris going up there and he's playing his violin solo. The spotlights on him was a great moment. And you could just see all the chicks in the crowd just like, oh, because it's Chris, you know. So they're like, oh, God. Oh. And we had a female singer, and she was all dolled up. So all the guys were like, oh. And not that long ago, we're talking about the bass player being the unsung hero and all that. And just talking about how, like, oh, nobody notices the bass player, you know. He just needs to stay back with the drummer. And yeah. And so these guys and these girls are ogling over Chris and Rachel, our singer at the time, and I look over and there's this one guy on the side of the stage, and he looked homeless, okay, because he had a beer with a plastic bag, and he was staring at me and just amazed at everything I was doing, just like barely standing, you know, just like, oh yeah, man, you know, just stuff on his shirt and like the beard and everything, and I'm just like, I got the homeless crowd, you know. at least the bass players got the homeless crowd.
Yeah, your target demographic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But we love doing this, man. Like we will do this as long as we can make it happen. Even if we're not living on it, we'll find a way. You know what I mean? So we really want to thank you guys again.
Yeah, thanks.
This is actually a nice surprise for us to be able to have a room.
Hey, thanks for watching our Q&A with Arc Impulse at Anime Milwaukee. If you want to hear more from Arc Impulse, be sure to check out their website. You've been listening to a lot of their music during this whole interview, as well as their Facebook and YouTube page. While you're at it, be sure to check out some other X-Geek videos, our video from CollisionCon 2015, as well as Gaming Under the Influence. Right now we're playing Metal Gear.